Merry Christmas. Yo, it's your boy Trilo. Hey, and you know we back in this bitch with it. Merry Christmas to y'all boys, man. It's Christmas Day. Merry Christmas. Hell yeah, man. Today we reacting to our NBA players. Today actually better than the NBA players of the past by your boy Jimmy High Roller. Also, let me know what y'all boys got for Christmas down below in the comments, cause I already know y'all boys got some lit shit. Y'all boys got some crazy shit. Y'all boys got some bread. Y'all boys got some clothes. Let me know what y'all got. I'm gonna let y'all know what I got. I ain't gonna lie. Not right now, cause it's low key early in the morning and shit. You know what I'm saying? I haven't even like opened all my gifts and shit. I wanna do that with the fam. You feel me? But I'm gonna let y'all know, boy. I'm gonna let y'all boys know soon. Next vid, alright? I'm gonna fuck with y'all boys though. Let's get into it.
With the NBA season a third of the way through, we can now start to get a good framework of how this season is playing out. And if what we've seen so far is any indication of what's to come, I
have not been reacting to basketball videos because due to the fact that the NBA does not care about me at all whatsoever. And I'm a nobody. They have no reason to care at all whatsoever. I'm a complete nobody. It doesn't matter to them. You know what I'm saying? It matters to me, but it doesn't matter to them. So, I'm a complete nobody. It's cool. You know what I mean? They don't care about me, but we got to get back on that grind next season, bro. Hey, 2026, we're going to become such a somebody that they're going to realize that we're just like that, bro.
Of the biggest talent boom in NBA history. From top to bottom, the league is flooded with players who can go and get 30, 40 any given night. Rotational guys dropping triple doubles. And the superstars of the league all simultaneously shattering records. Take a look at the current MVP race, and it resembles something closer to an all-time ranking than an MVP leaderboard.
Really?
29, 12, and 11, 33, 5, and 6, 35, 8, and 8, 29, 6, and 10,
damn.
31, 4, and 7, 28, 9, and 6. Not only are all of these guys having MVP caliber seasons, they're all having...
Yo, everybody else sick on Christmas? Like, I don't know. Like, I'm not sick, but like, you know, I say just a little runny nose and shit.
Great seasons. In fact, their numbers are so good, it has led some fans to question the very validity of stats in the NBA today. That these numbers aren't a direct result of how good these players are, but a result of stat inflation. A symptom of today's faster pace and offensively favorable rules. And how these stats are being interpreted has created a divide among NBA fans. Are the players of today actually better than players of the past? Or are they simply beneficiaries of a league catered for bigger numbers?
Let's see. Today is sponsored by SeatGeek. Yep, or not even SeatGeek. Your boy, DraftKings. How did I know? How did I know? How did I know, bro?
100 points. This used to mean something.
It really did.
That once happened infrequent enough that it was worthy of a small prize for everyone involved.
Really?
Seeing triple digits on the scoreboard was once a treat, warrant of a celebration, and the alternative happened far more often. But today, this is not the case. 100 points is a drop in the bucket. Teams are hitting triple digits in the third quarter.
Yeah, that's crazy.
In the 130s, 140s more often than under 100. And as these point totals have ballooned at an unprecedented rate, so has everything else. 30 points is the new 20 points. Tune in on any given night, and there's a great chance you'll see someone drop 40. And it's not just scoring. The entire box score has inflated to levels we've never seen. From points to rebounds and assists, even efficiency. Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is putting up prime Jordan numbers. Giannis is putting up prime Shaq numbers. Luka Doncic, well, no one's ever done what Luka's doing. There's a man averaging a 30-point triple-double right now, and it's starting to feel very normal. Either the best players in the NBA today are truly basketball-defining, all-time great, record-breaking talents better than anything that came before them, or there has been an inflation of stats that has completely skewed how we perceive the dominance of players today and the impact they're having from night to night.
Hey, chill out on Curry, though. Curry did not inflate no stats. Curry gets his buckets any day. Any day Curry gets his buckets, bro.
At the same time, the trend of bigger stat lines...
Especially today, I think we actually versed the Mavs, which is going to be an easy dub. The fuck? The Mavs are ass.
It has been slowly
Mavs are
inching
ass.
up for about a decade now.
Come
the
on
stat
now.
line of 25, 5, and 5 was at one point such a difficult stat line to average that it was achieved just 7 times throughout the entire decade of the 90s.
Damn.
5 of those 7 seasons were Michael Jordan. Throughout the 2000s, the pool of players to hit this threshold jumped to 18. By the mid-2010s, pace began to increase around the league. Heliocentric offenses began to take over, and the 25, 5, and 5 stat line was no longer a rarity.
Is that LeBron every fucking year? LeBron. Okay, hold on. 2005. Since 2005, it goes Bron.
Individual seasons met.
Bron. Oh my gosh. And now I'm muting my...
The 2020s began.
Oh my gosh. Bron. 25,
5, and 5
Bron.
has become an afterthought.
Bron.
Not even noteworthy.
And Jokic. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Oh what the hell? Oh my goodness. Are we seeing this? Is this serious? Are we seeing this? Look, LeBron from 2005 to 2024. Your boy almost put 20 years of 2020. Your boy almost put up 20 years of 25, 5, and 5 stats up. Your boy put 19 years of that up. 19? Holy shit.
We are in the 7th season of the decade, and there have...
Oh my goodness. Hold the front door. Holy shit. Oh my goodness. Look. Kobe did it a few times. You know what I'm saying? Kobe definitely did it a few times. Harden did it a few times. Luka definitely did it a few times. Giannis did it a few times. Russ did it a few times. KD did a very, very few amount of times. No. Cap. I'm seeing the bottom. Yeah, he did it a few times. Your boy Steph Chef, look at Curry, man. He did it a lot of times. You know what I'm saying? Jokic did it a few times. Tatum only did it once. Ass. Dude, holy shit. Kyrie did it a few times. Ant did it once. Oh my goodness.
Been 50 individual seasons where players have averaged the once extremely rare stat line. As many 25, 5, and 5 seasons in the last 3 years alone.
They averaged
in the entire 90s and 2000s
holy shit.
Combined. And you really don't have to go back very far to see this inflation play out. Back
You
in
don't.
2011, Kevin Durant won his 2nd straight scoring title, averaging a league-leading 27.7 points per game. One
What?
of just 7 players to average at least 20
Really?
a game that season. But this season, Durant's 27.7 a game would have him ranked 10th in the league in scoring. We aren't talking about the 80s or 90s or even 2000s. This was just in the last decade. Go back far enough into NBA history and fans will begin to put an air attacks on players who played in a weaker league throughout the 60s, 70s,
Holy
and some
shit.
fans go as far as the 80s. But now the opposite effect is beginning to happen. Fans are now putting an air attacks on today's players for playing in a league with inflated stats. Now the problem isn't simply the fact that modern players are putting up bigger numbers, it's that these bigger numbers are being used without enough context to make arguments for modern players over players of the past. As the numbers continue to get bigger, what was once seen as impressive or even historic begins to hold less and less value. In 1998, during his last season with the Bulls, Michael Jordan averaged 29 points, 6 rebounds, and 3 assists a night on 53% true shooting. It wasn't his most impressive season statistically, but it was more than enough to earn him a scoring title, All-NBA First Team, and a league MVP. Fast forward nearly 30 years, and there's a player with a similar stat line
Austin Reeves?
in the NBA today. 28, 6, and 7 a game on 66% true shooting. Numbers that are arguably
Austin
better
Reeves?
than MVP Jordan. But this isn't Shai Gilgeous-Alexander.
Austin Reeves?
It's not Luka or Anthony Edwards.
Austin
It's
Reeves.
Austin Reeves. A second option who is
Austin Reeves is putting up the same numbers as Michael Jordan? And they say Jordan's the GOAT.
currently currently putting up a better box score than the best player in the world.
That's
less
crazy.
than 30 years ago.
Less than
It doesn't
30.
take a basketball savant to know Austin Reeves is not as productive, impactful,
Hell
or
no.
as good as
Not at
Michael
all.
Jordan was.
Hell no.
And yet, without enough context, some people could, and unfortunately some people have, made this argument in favor of modern players. Stats throughout the NBA today are in fact a bit inflated compared to the past.
Are they?
But what exactly is causing this inflation? And
what
are
is
these
it?
numbers a true reflection of the impact players are making? The game today is undoubtedly faster than it was in the past. Specifically 15, 20 years ago. If we look at the average number of possessions per game over the last 3 decades, the pace of games around the league has increased drastically over the last 20 years. From just 90 possessions a game in 2006 to 100 possessions today. This valley right here, known as the dead ball era, where games would regularly end with teams scoring under 90 points. If we want to talk about taxing era, it's these players here who really got the short end of the stick when it comes to the box score. They essentially played less basketball than any other era in NBA history. But faster pace doesn't exactly explain the increase in output that we're seeing in the league today. If we level out the pace and look at how many points teams are generating per 100 possessions, then scoring today is still way up from where it was in the past. From 1997 clear up until about 2016, teams around the league scored about 105 points per 100 possessions. Today, that number is up 10% to 116 points per 100 possessions. So even considering the pace of play, teams today are scoring the ball and generating more offense than they ever have.
That's true.
If we look at some of the absurd numbers from top players around the league this season, and
hold on, let me read these. Jokic is averaging 20. Jokic is averaging 30, 12, and 11. That's insane. This has same pace, bigger numbers. All right, let's see. So Jokic 30, 12, 11. SGA 33, 5, and 6. Okay, Giannis, 29, 10, and 6. Luka, 35, 9, and 9. Crazy stats. Tyrese Maxey, 32, 5, and 7. That's pretty good, I ain't gonna lie. Your boy Cade Cunningham, Caden him. 27, 6, and 9.
Their numbers to a more modest pace, like what we used to see in the 2000s and early 2010s. Well, then their numbers come down a bit, but they're still
wait. After adjusted to average pace of the 90s/10s or to 10s, 91.3. Average Jokic would still average 27 points per game, 11 rebounds per game, and 10 assists per game. Holy shit. That boy SJ would average 30, 4, and 6. Giannis would average 27, 9, and 6. Luka, still insane, would average 32, 8, and 8. Oh my gosh. And Maxey would average 29, 4, and 7. And Caden would average 25, 6, and 8. That's crazy.
Shea and Maxey are still averaging 30. Luka is still averaging 32, 8, and 8.
That's
and
insane.
Jokic still has a 30-point triple-double. As nice as it would be to just
30
explain
point
all of this away with
triple-double,
pace,
dude.
the speed at which games are played today is not as big of a factor as it is said to be. So what exactly are the other factors? The league has very slowly, very deliberately nudged teams and players in the direction of more offense for the past few decades. Look back through the history of rule changes, and there's a very clear pattern. In the 80s, the NBA added the three-point line. Throughout the 90s, they cracked down on hand-checking and implemented new rules to attempt to speed up the game. In the early 2000s, they added defensive 3 seconds, cut the time to cross half-court, got rid of hand-checking virtually altogether, and implemented freedom of movement rules that essentially outlawed all the bumping and rerouting that used to happen on every possession. At the same time, the league's interpretation of dribbling rules was heavily loosened. Players could now get away with a lot more with the ball in their hands, and the creativity and depth of skill set began to explode. The NBA has always been a fast-paced run-and-gun league, and every time it began to slow down, the league manufactured ways to speed it back up, even going as far as changing the very landscape of the court to incentivize players to shoot shots they typically wouldn't. Or in cases that we see today, allowing players to get away with movements and exploits that are very explicitly prohibited. Or at least they're supposed to be. In reality, the NBA has always wanted more offense. And so it should be no surprise that players are producing more offense. Another
True.
often cited reason for the explosion of production in the NBA today is the prevalence of heliocentric basketball, the concept of an offensive system built around one player. In the NBA today, superstars around the league get more touches than ever, they get to make more decisions than ever, and as a result, their numbers get an inherent boost due to their highly ball-dominant style of play. Put the ball in the hands of your best player, regardless of circumstance or situation.
Yeah,
and although
for sure.
this play style is slowly dying out with teams like the Thunder, Celtics, and Spurs bringing back team-oriented ball, the stars of the league are still perceived as beneficiaries of this philosophy. Giannis Antetokounmpo is the definition of a power forward, and yet he regularly brings the ball up the court. He's averaging 6 assists a night, assist numbers that were almost unheard of from a rim-running big man in past eras, and a testament to his elite playmaking ability. But these assists aren't coming off of in-and-out reads or remarkable passing. They are coming directly from him diving downhill, collapsing defenses, and kicking out to open shooters. Compared to players of a similar skill set in the past, Giannis has the benefit of simply having the ball more and having the opportunity to initiate the offense. Nikola Jokic is a center, and yet he has the green light to be the Nuggets' point guard whenever he sees fit. Luka Doncic has so much freedom on offense, the league doesn't even know what position he plays. On any given possession, the play may very well begin and end with him. Ultimately, he gets to decide how and where he's utilized whenever he's on the court. Players today simply have more freedom to indulge in their abilities and capitalize on their skill sets, and this extra freedom has created better opportunities for these stars on offense. If we look at the usage of the top 20 players in the league season by season over the last 30 years, the growth of offensive burden for these stars lines up with the growth in their box score. Usage crept up from the 90s to the 2000s as MJ's departure from the league brought on a new era of hero ball. Usage then plateaued for a bit with the introduction of the super team era, and then immediately jumped again as heliocentric offenses became a common strategy.
What does helio mean? Isn't helium like stuff they put balloons in? Or no, balloon stuff they put in balloons?
Strategy around the league, and it continues to climb to this day. More touches, more shots, more opportunities, bigger numbers. And although this may explain the increase in numbers for the stars, even the players who aren't benefiting from this style of offense, bench guys, role players, their numbers have also climbed to unprecedented levels, which means there's still one factor unaccounted for. And it is the one variable that sets today's players apart from any other era in NBA history: efficiency. Aside from just the pace of play and the change in play style, the biggest reason why scoring and overall output has increased is because efficiency has increased. Across the board, shooting percentage has jumped considerably and consistently over the last 3 decades. From field goal percentage to true shooting percentage to even the most objective measure of shooting accuracy, free throw percentage. Even when given the same number of scoring opportunities, players today are capitalizing on those opportunities far more often. So not only has the pace of the game increased, at the same time, players and teams have become more accurate shooters and scorers. For many years, the gold standard for efficient volume scoring was 60% true shooting. If you could average 20 a game on this kind of efficiency, you were as lethal as it gets in the NBA. In fact, there have been many seasons where not a single player in the league hit this threshold. That, however, is not the case today, as this season, there are 27 volume scorers who have a true shooting percentage of at least 60%. Part of this is because there are simply more players averaging 20 a game, but the underlying theme...
Yo, the dude from Portland, he's nice. I ain't gonna lie, he's nice. He's pretty nice. That dude from Portland is nice, bro. I ain't gonna lie. He's pretty nice.
Over time, players have gotten extremely good at putting the ball in the net, not just in terms of volume, but in accuracy. The real question becomes, why are players more efficient today than they were in the past?
MPJ,
the answer, again,
Julius Randle,
isn't as simple as it seems.
Franz
Part of the reason why players today
the
are more efficient at
wacky dude
is because they are, in fact...
Bug, I just stubbed my toe on my desk. Ah, bug. Oh, bug. Ah, shit. Ow. That hurt hella bad. My fault. I'm a grown man crying by the stub toe.
More skilled. Players and teams around the league have
damn.
taken what works from those that came
We
before
good.
them,
We good. We
tweaked
good.
the formula, and improved on their methods. As outside shooting has become
Facts.
a larger part of emphasis in the NBA today, modern players have spent more time and effort getting good at that part of the game.
Like
Teams
Steph Curry,
also
bro.
understand and exploit certain advantages more now than they have before. One simple
Yeah.
but revolutionary shift teams made was their emphasis on three-pointers. Get
Mm-hmm.
good enough at them and you can score more points faster than before with greater efficiency.
True.
By leveraging the statistical advantage of the
Bang
three-pointer.
out.
This shift didn't just change the
Bang out.
points on the board, it changed the very geometry of the game and what
Facts.
skill sets are valuable.
Not like, look, me personally, if I was on an NBA court, I could shoot that bitch. So pass me the ball, you know what I'm saying? So basically, they would run the offense through me, right? Like, so, or for me, not through me, for me. So what would be pause, by the way, through me is crazy, pause. Right, the ball would happen and they would swing the ball, you know what I'm saying, opposite side. I would cut through, get a screen, come up, elevator, boom, get the ball, pump fake, jab, shoot, if it's open, if not, one more, right, and then go down, get another screen on that Curry shit, off ball movement and shit, you know what I'm saying? Get an open shot.
Now, but smarter, more complex
Bang out.
offenses now set players up for better, more
Exactly.
open looks. Thanks to tracking data and advanced metrics, organizations around the league can now pinpoint exactly where the best shots are and how to get those shots more often.
Exactly.
If someone had convinced KG to just take one step back on all of his long twos, his numbers would probably have looked a lot better and his efficiency
True.
would have naturally increased.
True.
As teams got smarter, shot
KG
selection
was
got
that-
better.
that was pretty
Threes
good,
and
I ain't gonna
layups
lie.
have taken over the shot diet of players around the league, and scoring numbers not only went up, but they got significantly more efficient. Pair this better understanding of where the advantages lie with about 10 extra possessions in the game, and you've got a recipe for larger scoring numbers both for teams and individual players.
Woo!
As Bill
on,
Simmons
Moody.
once said,
Okay,
the
Moody.
math of the game changed to favor the box score. Some would call this evolution. Others may call it optimization. Take what works, double down on it, get rid of what doesn't work. 20 years ago, the Phoenix Suns were reinventing offense under Mike D'Antoni and breaking records with their volume and pace.
That's-
First in the league
yeah,
in
I remember
points per
that.
game, three-point attempt rate,
I
three-point
remember that.
percentage, true shooting percentage, and just about every other offensive metric. They were far and away the best offensive team in the league. And yet, compared to today's standards, the 06 Phoenix Suns were sluggish, inefficient.
Really?
Look at a shot map from that 06 Suns team, and you can see exactly how teams approached offense in an era that featured the lowest point totals
Really?
in NBA history. Despite their best spots on the court being near the rim and from beyond three, the Suns attempted the majority of their shots in here, somewhere in between. From beyond the three-point line, they scored 1.2 points per shot, the best three-point shooting team in the NBA.
Right.
From within 6 feet, they scored 1.25 points per shot.
Right.
And everywhere else, they scored just 0.85 points per shot.
What?
Now, why did the Suns shoot so many shots from areas on the court where they were least efficient? Well,
Right.
at the time, they weren't. That season, the Phoenix Suns shot more threes than any team in NBA history.
Really?
They thought they were shooting a lot of high percentage shots. Fast forward.
Wait, 3-point attempts, 2,097? Holy shit,
20
dude.
years, and we now know you can take this concept a whole lot further.
You really
Compare
can.
the 06 Suns to the best offense in the league today, the Denver Nuggets, and you'll see not just how the game has changed, but the effects of
Yeah.
those changes. In 2006, the Suns scored 106.4 points per game. This season, the Nuggets score 125 points per game.
Golly.
But I want you to take notice of a few different metrics here.
Their
Like
pace is crazy.
The Suns had a pace of 95.8 possessions per game, which isn't too far off from
Right.
this year's Nuggets with 98.9 possessions
True.
per game.
Basically
Even
99.
when you adjust these teams to the same exact pace, the Nuggets are scoring 125.9 points per 100 possessions to the Suns' 111.5, despite having the same exact efficiency, both near the rim and from outside. So where are all of these extra points coming
Yeah,
from?
where are they coming
Well,
from?
from near the rim and outside. After further investigation, the league realized that these shots here in between are just not worth the hassle. They literally aren't worth as much as other shots.
hell nah.
In 2006, the Suns, a revolutionary offense, shot 40% of their shots from this in-between area. This year, the Nuggets
The
only
mid-range
shoot
era.
19% of their shots
Really?
from this area. The NBA has
mid-range.
game theoried its way to the most productive, most efficient version of basketball. Steve Nash was one of the greatest shooters in NBA history, shot nearly 45% from three for nearly a decade. And yet,
Damn.
he only attempted 3 to 4 three-pointers a game. Why?
3 to
Because
4.
they just didn't know any better.
True.
We played a style that was thought to be revolutionary at the time, but really we should have doubled down. And Mike said this before, we should have played faster, we should have played smaller, we should have shot way more threes. We were just playing a style that suited our roster, suited our personnel. It was foreshadowing for the future. I think I was too conservative shooting the ball. Like, I should have walked into way more threes, I should have looked for more threes, but I didn't come out like guns blazing, try to get 20 in the first half, because I didn't think that would do my team any favors. Now we know numerically it just makes way too much sense and not enough sense. And the game wasn't ready for that yet.
Right.
We didn't value the analytics. We probably weren't even, analyzing things to the extent we are now, or even, 2 or 3 years after 2007.
More than skill, more than personnel, more than pace, how teams are approaching offense and the extent to which they understand the value of each shot and how to get those shots is by far the largest contributor to the inflation of numbers we see today.
Facts.
Not only have players leveraged the knowledge and skills of those that came before them to become better players, teams around the league have leveraged the data and systems of teams that came before them to create offenses tailor-made for these new, improved players. The evolution of the NBA isn't necessarily in the talent itself, it's how the talent is utilized. Nikola Jokic is a generational player, and he also plays in a system that allows him to maximize.
I ain't gonna
all
lie,
of his ability.
what Jokic has done in the league is insane. And keep in mind, he was a second-round draft pick. Second round. And also keep in mind, he doesn't care. He does not give a fuck. He doesn't give a flying shit. He does not care at all whatsoever what his stats are. How many chips he's got. How many MVPs he's got. He wants to go home to his horses, bro. He doesn't care. Look at this man's face. He does not care. He doesn't. He doesn't care how many points he averages. He doesn't care none of that. He just wants to win and go home. Literally, yeah. He wants to win and go home. He doesn't want to be at no parade. He doesn't want to be at no party. He wants to win and go home. Simple as that.
Steph Curry is the greatest
Oh.
ever.
Facts.
He also plays in an era that allowed him to reach his potential. Luka Doncic
Facts.
is one of the most versatile offensive engines the game has ever seen. And he also plays in a league that allows him to be a point guard, or a shooting guard, or a small forward on
Boom.
any given possession.
Damn.
Shai Gilgeous-Alexander is putting up prime Michael Jordan numbers.
That's
He really
crazy.
is that good. But he also plays in the smartest, most efficient, cerebral era in the NBA's history, primed for the next Michael Jordan. Are the numbers we see in the NBA today a symptom of stat inflation? Or have the players simply gotten better?
Have they?
Well, it's both.
It's
the
both.
math has changed the game, but the players have changed too.
Ooh. Hold on. He's not wrong. Hold on. He's not wrong. He's not wrong. It's both. It is both. That is kind of crazy. Hey, let me know what y'all think about this in the comments below, man. Merry motherfucking Christmas, man. Hey, Merry Christmas to y'all boys. It's been a pleasure this year, man. We're coming back on New Year's. You know what I'm saying? We will come back on New Year's. But Merry Christmas to y'all. Let me know what y'all boys got for Christmas. Hell yeah, man. I appreciate each and every one of y'all. You know what I'm saying? Help me get to 100 subs, and I'm going to buzz my hair. I keep saying this every vid because, you know what I'm saying? I know y'all want me to get that on video and show it to y'all. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, though, man. Hell yeah. Appreciate y'all, boys. Have a good Christmas. Appreciate you for watching the vid, man. Hey, let me know what y'all boys got for Christmas down below in the comments. Have a good rest of your day. I'm going to catch y'all boys on the next one.